aspired to for 70 years. Our new Miss America 1991 is Marjorie Judith Vincent, Miss Illinois.
Marjorie Judith Vincent.
Yeah. Oh, they love you. Hi, dear. It's nice to see you again. Oh, how wonderful. You're special. You get to hear that song sung for you.
Brings back a lot of memories.
What was it like? I mean, what is it like now with the responsibilities? You're traveling a lot. Your life, really, for this year is not really your own. You're representing your crown. How's it been going for you so far?
It's been pretty good. I travel over 20,000 miles a month, and people don't realize the amount of work and the energy that you really need to be Miss America. I make a lot of national appearances for sponsors, such as Gillette. I was here with them this past day, and I work with speaking on domestic violence, which is one of my big pet topics. I speak at colleges and different schools across the country, so it's pretty a hectic schedule.
We'll get into the domestic violence platform in just a moment. 20,000 miles a month. Are you getting a frequent flyer
Yes,
deal on
I
that?
get to keep all my miles.
Oh, really? They're all yours?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, you'll be flying free till the year 2018.
Well, I don't know about that, but I can take a couple of trips. And I really do enjoy traveling, and I've come to have a great respect for people who travel and work for a living.
Do you have any tips for those of us who travel, like how you really look good while you're... Because you have to look good all the time, Marjorie. What a drag. You have to look good.
That's a lot of work.
Everybody expects you to be and happy
Right,
all the
exactly.
time. What do you do? Do you like moisturize with the spritzer on the plane to keep the skin nicer? Where do you exercise?
Well, you know, I don't have anything that I really do that I wasn't doing beforehand, but it's been interesting because I was watching a skating program the other day, and they were interviewing one of the Russian skaters that won an award in the Olympics a few years ago, and she was saying how now she's a celebrity back home, and her family treats her differently, and her friends treat her differently, and she just wishes she could be an ordinary person like she was before. And oftentimes there are days when I do wake up and I just wish I could be Marjorie Vincent and not Miss America and be able to do a lot of the regular things that I always did before. But it's been a great year, and I don't allow myself to really get in bad moods or regret what I've done, because it's an opportunity that I was chosen for out of about 80,000 girls. So I'm very grateful.
80,000.
Yep. Starting from the local level through the
Wow.
national level.
Now, you are a third-year law student at Duke.
Right.
Obviously, you put that on
off for a year, yes.
on hold for a year. What portion of the contest, I mean, you really won it for you, do you think? I mean, was it your platform on domestic violence? Where do you think that you really sold yourself to the judges?
Well, the platform is not judged in and of itself. What happens is the top 10 is asked a question Saturday night based on their first choice. But I really couldn't tell you what it was. I know that I was a preliminary talent winner during the competition.
It isn't talent 50%
Talent's
of
40%,
40% of the total picture.
Exactly.
So talent's important.
That's a big part. An interview is 30%. So, you know, you have 70% where it's not even based on your looks alone. It's your intelligence and your talent abilities.
You were talking about the 80,000 other women who were going through the ranks. When did you first get into a beauty pageant? I read that was it 1985, you lost 20 pounds
Oh, gosh.
to get into a beauty pageant.
No, don't believe those tabloids, what they write in those papers.
Well, I want some
That's
tips.
the truth, Marjorie. How
No,
many pageants have you been in?
I've been in, oh gosh, let's see, I think 9 or 8 total. And I've competed for the past 5 years. And each year I only did one local, so I wasn't running around competing in different pageants to try to get into the state competition. The first one I entered was Miss Chicago back in '85.
Well, so you went for the big guns right off the bat. You weren't like Dairy Princess or
No, not at all. I was
Queen
21 when I started, and I had watched the Miss America pageant for so many years, but I didn't become interested in it until I was 21, a junior in college, and I was applying to different law schools across the country. And it's expensive, and I said, gosh, I didn't want to have my parents paying for my education anymore, so I really tried to find some different avenues.
That's interesting because so many people give it kind of a bad rap because it's a beauty pageant, and they say, gosh, you're so smart.
Well, I always
You're a law
emphasize-
student.
Yeah, I emphasize scholarship. And last year, I almost didn't want to enter the pageant because I was getting ready to graduate from school, and I knew that the legal profession is very conservative, and I didn't know what kind of reputation I would have, you know, if I was a former Miss Illinois or Miss America in the legal field. So I think if the pageant wasn't a scholarship pageant and it was just based on looks alone, I probably wouldn't have entered.
But isn't there a cash prize as well? That
Yes, I have a $35,000 scholarship.
Well, but you get like some public appearance.
Right, I'm
fees.
paid. I work. I'm paid for all my appearances
Yes.
that I do basically.
And don't you
during
get
the
like
year.
cars and clothes?
Yeah,
and-
I have a Corvette convertible.
Oh, well,
what color?
pardon. What color? Yeah.
It's white with red interior, and I was home about 2 weeks ago. I had a few days off, and I went to visit it, and I sat and did it everything. So, but I also
You're just visiting. The car will be out of style by the time you get to get back in it. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
I'll
driving.
probably be able to drive August, September. But another one of our national sponsors is the Crafted with Pride in USA Council, and during the year I wear exclusively Made in USA, so they provide a lot of my wardrobe for my traveling and appearances.
Which is really nice. Talking about wardrobe, how much is the most expensive dress, that gown, like your Miss America gown that you won in? How much?
Well, I'll tell you, all my wardrobe that I wore in Atlantic City for competition and just for appearances and rehearsals was practically donated. And the only things that I think we really paid for was my competition gown, my evening gown, and maybe some shoes and personal items that I bought for
I mean,
myself.
but aren't they like a couple of $1,000s?
They are. They run very expensive, but it depends on what kind of gown you get. And we always try to emphasize that the young lady, it's not the gown that you're wearing that will win the title, but it's who
Sure.
you are, which
Yeah,
is really
you're right.
important.
Before you play, just briefly, what are you finding in your travels with the situation of domestic violence? And anything you'd like to say on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I picked domestic violence for some of you who don't know because it's the major cause of injury to women today. And during my year, I travel and visit shelters in cities that I'm able to be in. And in fact, I was here last year in Minneapolis with the Wilder Foundation. But I found that if you listen to the stories of the victims, a lot of the stories are very similar as far as how the abuse came about. It was very gradual, how it was difficult to get out. They lowered self-esteem, which was a big problem. And also you find that the shelters have the same problems as far as financial concerns and recognition of the shelter and the work they're doing.
Have you found that it's on the rise, or is it just coming out of the proverbial closet and women are coming forward and it's been a problem that's existed for a long time?
I think it's both. It's existed for a long time, and in fact, when I started doing my research for this, I think the statistic was every 18 seconds a woman is abused, and now it's every 15 seconds, and that's only changed within a couple of months. So it really is, it's been increasing, but I think that it's also a problem that society is starting to recognize and take very seriously.
We had some women on the show discussing this not too long ago, and they were talking about that one of the big problems in the Twin Cities, and I'm wondering if you're finding this nationally, is that the shelters are often full. Women try and leave, and they get there and there's no place to go.
Right, because legally they can't take in more than a certain amount of individuals. And oftentimes they do break that rule just to get the woman out of the situation. But that is a big problem that a lot of shelters are facing, and I've been able to participate in different fundraisers to help them raise money to increase the staff in the facilities.
As a student of law, do you think a lot of the laws need to be changed and be a little tougher?
I think it varies from state to state. I have to say that Minnesota is one of the most progressive states as far as the legal penalties and the different programs that they have available. But people are starting to get on the bandwagon and starting to realize things like the battered women's syndrome, which is extremely important, and starting to require police officers to respond more effectively to domestic violence calls.
On the lighter side, you're an accomplished pianist. You're going to play something for us today?
Yes, I'm going to perform an excerpt from the piece I actually performed in Atlantic City that won me the title of Miss America, and it's Chopin's Fantasy Impromptu.
Great. Would you
Oh,
play it for us
sure.
now? I'll
Love
walk
to.
you
Thank
over.
you.
All right.
Okay. Watch your step getting down there.
Marjorie Vincent.
Very nice. Thank you. Why, were you a little nervous?
No, I don't get to practice much during the year, so it's really difficult for me to keep it up and everything. But
I tell you
do
what,
enjoy it.
well, you know, Dawson and I could have played that, but we decided to let you
Sure,
play
after
it
a couple of
instead.
hours, no problem.
I'm a little arthritic in my right hand.
Fabulous. That's
It is
fabulous.
something I really enjoy. So.
Where do you go from here?
I will be going to Los Angeles, and actually keep an eye out. I'm taping it To Tell the Truth with my traveling companion.
Oh, fun.
And it should be a little bit interesting. They'll have me and 2 other contestants on, and they'll try to decide which one is the real Miss America. So that'll be interesting.
I hope she has a big smile like you do, because that's a Miss America smile, isn't it?
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for
Well,
Thanks
thank
for
you
being
for
here.
everything. It's nice to see you again.
Nice to see you
Enjoyed
again,
it.
dear, really.
Great.
Yeah, thank you, Marjorie. You're just delightful.
thank you.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay with us.
Stay tuned.
They go from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. They can cruise at 200 miles per hour. And you can get one for a cool $1 million. Now on the next Entertainment Tonight, you'll take a test drive in the supercars the stars love to drive.
It's built like a military fighter aircraft.
They're the most expensive, incredible, and powerful machines on the road. And you'll get the inside story only on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Thursday at 6:30 on KARE 11.
Folgers introduces fresher ground roast coffee. Morning after morning with our new aroma bottle. Only Folgers keeps the aroma of ground roast coffee fresher than ever, longer than ever. Because only the Folgers aroma bottle locks it in. So you not only get the rousing aroma of coffee made from mountain-grown beans, you get it fresher morning after morning after morning. The new aroma bottle, only from Folgers.
Welcome back spring at the 57th Annual Home and Garden Show. Discover a Minnesota wild garden, 600 exhibits, and major savings on everything for your home, lawn, and garden, all on one floor, filling the Minneapolis Convention Center, featuring Mary Ellen, the helpful household hints lady, giant National Marvin Windows display, all the answers to kitchen, bath, and remodeling questions, a complete affordable log home and dome home. Have fun. Spring is here at the Home and Garden Show, March 6th through 10, Minneapolis Convention Center.
It's not too late to play. You could be the next to win in the $250,000 Challengers Call-In Sweepstakes. Just watch the Challengers and listen for the special Home Challenge question. Then phone in and play for your chance to win your share of $250,000. Time is running out, so take the Home Challenge today.
Weekdays at 4:30 on KARE 11.
Judy Nelsen is joining me now here between friends, and you know, Judy comes over on Thursdays and helps us out with all kinds of great ideas on how we can save money. And I see some terrific looking clothes here, and I've been telling the audience that it's going to be 40 to 85% off prices.
That's right.
Where do you find these things, Judy?
Well, I checked out a couple of stores that sell manufacturer samples, things that the clothing representatives show and look at to see if they want to buy a line of a certain garment or something like that. And so I checked out a couple of stores, and you know, Corbin, while I was there at these stores, I thought about you the whole time.
Oh, good, Judy. Did you buy me anything?
Well, I brought you some stuff to look at that you may want to
buy.
buy.
It would have been nice if you bought me something.
Well, honey, I'll go shopping
What did
with
you
if
think
want
about
to.
me?
The reason I was thinking about you was I know that you like really nice clothes. I know you like things that are, you know, brands that you can rely on, that you know fit well and things. And I know that you're just like everybody else would like to save money every time you can.
Yes.
And the thing is that they don't make manufacturer samples in petite sizes for short people. They make them for normal height people. And being my normal height pal, I thought about you. I just thought, hey, this would be a great place for you to go too.
Well, I'm sold. Take us shopping,
okay.
Judy.
I went to two different stores, and they're both located just a couple of blocks from each other. The first one that we visited is called Samples Incorporated. It's located 67955. They are closed on Sunday and Monday.
Okay.
And like I said, the bad news is they have limited sizes. The good news is they have some great stuff, and you can really get not only a bargain on it, but you get it before it even goes into the store most of the time. Like right now they have their spring line that may or may not even be arriving yet at the store.
Mm-hmm.
You can often get a one-of-a-kind item. They don't have any petites, so she said sometimes you have to hem it, and there may be even a button missing. So if you're handy with a needle and thread, or if you need to hem something, you know, or fix a button or readjust something, then that's good. But you know, if you like to wear one-of-a-kind things,
worth it for the price.
You don't want to be passing yourself wearing the same thing on the street. It's great. Let me show you a couple of things that I got there. A couple of examples. This is a Pearl C. It would retail for $260, and they are having an additional markdown today.
What,
this
the
is
suit
a nice
would
wool.
be $260?
No, this is a jacket, and it's now $73.
Oh, it's
so
nice.
from $260 retail, and then of course she would have had it to begin with less than that. But now she's marked it down to $73, and
that's a year-round fabric.
This is a beautiful, beautiful, nice wool suit. In fact, it's a size 10. So if anybody in the audience is looking for a nice red wool jacket before I send it back to the store, and she also has a lot of nice black skirts and slacks. This particular skirt would retail for $150, and it's now $42, and it's also a very nice wool.
Basic black skirt. And you know what I'm noticing? Completely lined, beautifully made.
Beautiful worsted wool.
Yeah.
Now this
is
is a
pretty.
prophecy outfit, which is a beautiful purple satiny outfit. I think it would be nice for a special occasion, maybe an Easter.
Or a mother of the bride.
Now this particular item would have retailed for $110. It's now $34 for the top. And the matching skirt is now $22. It would have retailed originally for $70. And of course she had it marked down.
34 and 22?
Yeah, that's quite a deal for this
what do we got,
beautiful
50,
dress.
55? 56?
Isn't that a nice outfit?
56. This is pretty. It's got little pleats in the back and pleats in the skirt. This is beautifully made.
It really is nice. Well, it's prophecy. And if you are familiar with the brand, you know, and again, anybody in the audience wants to buy this before we go away with it today, please feel free to, we'll let you try it on in the back of the dressing room. Now, one of the nice things that I really liked about this store is that they have a newsletter. The lady who runs the store is delightful, and she has a newsletter, and she puts out articles that she finds from magazines about fashion and new things about color, and they will sell gift certificates. If you want to buy a gift certificate for somebody to go shopping there, you get an additional 10% off. So, for example, if you got a $50 gift certificate, you only pay $45. And she has layaway. And so it's a
everything
great,
you'd want from a
full-service
store, really.
Absolutely. And well, actually, she doesn't have any big fancy bags to carry things out.
Who
but they have
cares?
dressing
Bring a
rooms
grocery
and
sack.
all that stuff.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's a nice place, and I'd say definitely worth a trip from any part of the metro area, and she, you know, maybe even from outstate if you're in greater Minnesota. Now, let me take you to another place. It's called 50 Off Fashions at 4333 Excelsior Boulevard in St. Louis Park. Their number 926-8303. And like Samples Incorporated, they also take Visa, MasterCard,
That's fabulous.
and checks and cash, this cute?
Isn't this cute?
This
It's
is
so
just
colorful
a
and-
darling. I
This
know.
is Perry Ellis America.
Perry Ellis America. It's cotton, and this is some of their new stuff right now. It's originally a $110 sweater, which is kind of pricey, but it's $55 at the store. It's half off.
Yeah, it's a nice thick knit, a beautiful, beautiful
Great
knit.
spring.
And
Great
the
spring.
coordinates?
They have coordinate leggings, and this is a kind of a halter top with a crisscross in the back, which is originally $55, I believe, for $27. And the pants as well, $27 for the pants as well.
This is
23,
neat.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
23. Yeah, the cute little crisscross.
27 for the
could you give us that phone number one more time to make sure
well,
we've got it right?
Yes, I could, in fact. I think
Thank
I
you,
can
Judy.
give you the telephone
Look how this
number
is cut
one
out
more
in the
time.
back. Very sexy.
926-8305 is 50 Off Fashions.
Okay.
And like I said, they're right there in the same neighborhood. So if you're going to stop in one, it's definitely worth going down and checking out the other. And they're both really nice, clean places. Great. You know, it's not like you're going through a warehouse and having to dig through it. It's all new merchandise, and they have a lot of information
this
about
the
how to
newsletter?
coordinate. Well, this is the newsletter. And
What is this?
Well, this is just another information. It tells you all about samples, like that, you know, you may wind up getting something that's missing a button, or it's a one-of-a-kind item. You definitely have to try it on, because the sizes don't always run exactly true to what you're used to. So even though she doesn't have every size, you can get like from a 6 to a 10 or 12.
Well, I think it's definitely worth checking out. And Judy, we thank you for checking it out
You're
for us.
certainly welcome.
Judy puts her snow boots on and gets out there and does it for us.
And then
Isn't
I
that
think
nice?
about you while I'm out there.
Well, next time buy me something.
Okay.
Thinking is
Send me-
nice,
send me a
but
checkbook.
buy me
I'll
something.
get you something.
Thanks, Judy. All that information will be with the connection. And next, Amy will be here with the news. Stay tuned.
It's the party of the year, the Harlem Globetrotters 65th anniversary. A celebration of fun with the world's original party animals. Yeah! Jumpin', dunkin', rockin' and rollin', having a ball, spinning the magic of 65 years. So get ready and blast off for the Harlem Globetrotters 65th anniversary special celebration.
Coming to Target Center Sunday, March 3rd. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations in the Target Center box office, or charged by phone by calling 989-5151.
Pencils, everyone? Action! Can your TV pass this simple screen test? Do you get cable TV with Showtime movie exclusives like Pretty Woman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Back to the Future 2? Plus, smash hits like Glory, Steel Magnolias, Look Who's Talking, and Showtime's original Knockout Entertainment? Only cable gives you this, and right now, installation's just $9.95. Okay, here's an easy one. Do you like to save money? Right now, Showtime is on sale. Just call this number. And you know what else you get if you order now? Sports, world events, and great family viewing 24 hours a day.
Just call 1-800-526-5100 now. Get 2 months of Showtime for the price of one, plus cable installation for only $9.95. Showtime. We entertain you like no one can. Call 1-800-526-5100.
What's in a label? Top-of-the-line brand names and designer clothes, that's what. Opitz Outlet has the labels, and new inventory is arriving weekly, all at 70% off retail. Carol Little, Anne Klein, Ralph Lauren, Liz Claiborne, Ellen Tracy, Esprit, Calvin Klein, and more at 70% off retail. Opitz Outlet, fabulous savings on fabulous labels.
This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Opitz Outlet is featuring a fabulous inventory from New York at 70% off retail. Opitz Outlet, Excelsior Boulevard, St. Louis Park.
We are back, and we're going to check in with Amy Powell. She's in the newsroom and giving us the latest on a very, very happy day. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Corbin. Thanks a lot. Good morning, everyone. Here is the latest from the KARE 11 newsroom. The war is all but over, and a ceasefire has been temporarily declared, but not before another Minnesotan was killed. The Pentagon identified 21-year-old specialist Glenn D. Jones of Grand Rapids as one of the 28 troops killed when a Scud missile pounded into a medical unit's barracks in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. It's not clear what unit he was in, though most of the victims in Monday's attack were members of the 14th Quartermaster Detachment based near Greensburg, Pennsylvania. 6 weeks after it began, the fighting is over. President Bush ordered all offensive maneuvers to stop as of midnight and declared a ceasefire in the Persian Gulf. Addressing the nation last night, President Bush said our military objectives have been met and the war is behind us.
I am pleased to announce that at midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time, exactly 100 hours since ground operations commenced and 6 weeks since the start of Operation Desert Storm, all United States and coalition forces will suspend offensive combat operations.
Discussing post-war plans, President Bush met with Secretary of State James Baker this morning to talk about Baker's visit to the Middle East. No date has been announced. More talks are expected this afternoon. People were lining the streets with jubilation this morning as coalition forces arrived in the city. Citizens of Kuwait were waving flags, honking car horns, and shooting off guns. The American flag was already flying over the U.S. Embassy in Kuwait City as Allied forces arrived to an outpouring of thanks from Kuwait's citizens. A few American troops could begin returning from the Gulf within days. White House spokesman Marlin Fitzwater said he hopes the troops can begin pulling out very soon. However, he doubts that it will be before this weekend. The temporary ceasefire would become permanent when certain conditions stipulated by President Bush and the coalition partners are met by Iraq. Among those conditions, all POWs or their remains must be released immediately. Iraq must comply with all of the UN Security Council resolutions. And coming up on KARE 11 News later today, we'll update you on the developments in the Persian Gulf. Coming up at 5, Asha Blake talks with therapists at the Childhood Grief Institute who prepare their children for the return of their parents serving in the Persian Gulf. And now that Kuwait has been liberated, the country will need to undergo major reconstruction. Minnesota companies are trying to get in on contracts being awarded worth billions of dollars. Alan Costantini looks at how some small Minnesota companies will try to get a piece of the action. And at 10, we'll have a live report from Melissa Young in Washington. And one final note, Corbin and Dawson, today is the last day of current MTC bus fares. Tomorrow, fares during peak hours will increase to $1.10 if you pay by cash. And that's going to do it from the KARE 11 newsroom. Back to you.
Thank you, Amy. And
Thanks,
Dawson, you know, I know you got a little bus sick yesterday on the Meals on Wheels bus.
Yeah, the other day, yeah.
Or the day before,
Yeah.
So maybe you won't be, that bus fare might not affect you because you can't do the bus.
My tip is, if you're riding the bus, always face forward and don't look at the trees.
That's
You're
right.
fine.
That was his downfall.
And stay near an open window and just go for whatever pure air you can get. You heard it here first on Between Friends.
Well, Kim Barlow, you're here to tell us the weather. Do you have anything to add to Dawson's bus riding tips?
No, but I have some medicine if he wants it. You still need it?
No, I'm okay. Oh, I'm solid. 48 hours, I'm like new.
Forecast might make you sick.
Okay.
We had a little bit of snow this morning. Most areas reporting an inch or two, just
Yeah.
enough to mess things up. just like yesterday and the day before, but the sun is coming out. There's already dim sunshine across here in Golden Valley, and I expect that to be the case everywhere this afternoon. Let's look at what will happen right now. What is happening right now? Light snow, 23 degrees. Temperatures going up pretty quickly now. The winds have shifted into the southwest, and it looks like we will continue to see the southwesterly winds this afternoon. That means a warming trend. The snow is just about done. No more accumulating snow. It is becoming partly sunny. It will stay partly sunny, 33 to 38. There are those south and southwest winds. Overnight tonight, the clouds stay with us, but so does a mild air, 25 to 30. An exciting weather map for weather people shaping up for the weekend. We are looking at a very warm day tomorrow with temperatures close to 40. You're looking at me with doubt in your eyes.
No, we're admiring you. Go on, you're on a roll.
It's admiration.
You got 14 seconds. Sell it. Go for
40 degrees tomorrow with rain showers changing over to snow. And I think we could see several inches of snow tomorrow night, and then it clears out Saturday afternoon. So a very quick-moving system coming up over the weekend. But your plane leaves in the afternoon, so you'll be
I'll be okay. Sure? You won't jinx it for me, will you,
No,
pal?
I hope not.
Okay.
It was a slow rush hour this morning, though.
It really was. Yeah. It's better now, though.
Thanks, Ken.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Ken. Pay attention to this. You may like this. This is our great deal today from Spinwear. They're hand-painted sweatshirts. I've got one that says Dawson. It's an extra large. Thank you. You must have known. And Corb, how big is yours,
Oh,
Corb?
boy, I haven't looked. This could be scary.
Corb's is petite, probably. Host
Oh,
petite.
I'm a large.
Anyway, this is great, and
Aren't they
from Spinwear,
adorable?
and it's a great deal. It's 50% off today. Printed sweatshirts, sweatpants, and leggings. Regularly, they're $9 to $18 now, $4.50 to $9 today and tomorrow. And you must say, I am here for the Between Friends great deal. They're down there in Eden Prairie Center. The number to call is 943-1714 while quantities last today and tomorrow. And it is the only spin painting store in the state of Minnesota that uses oil paint. Who would have thunk it?
Look
Great.
at that. Isn't that cute?
Oil paint.
Between Friends. I think Ken is really jealous because you got
I don't
sparkles
see a Ken one here.
and everything.
Well, we'll work on it
I'm
then.
just a small segment of the show.
Well, sometime, we'll get a big tornado or something.
I can share yours.
In paint. Well, you'd look a little strange, Marion, but if you want to, it's entirely up to you. That is a
That's
fun
fun.
deal. Yeah, cute stuff.
Don't iron it when it's done because you might melt the paint.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Soft, though, and warm. Great for this time of year. When we come back, we are going to talk to a best-selling author about his newest book that talks about loneliness. You don't have to be alone to feel alone. You can be in love and with somebody. He's going to explain it to us.
Sometimes the weather is the news.
It does not look very good at the airport right now, where operations
Susie,
have temporarily...
come on and blow out your candles now.
But where's Daddy? He promised.
And every hour, on the hour, 24 hours a day, you can depend on Paul Douglas and KARE 11 News.
So if you're waiting for somebody to arrive at the airport, they should be here any moment now.
For the weather information
I love you, Daddy.
that really matters.
The Year of the Uniform will make you feel like a North Star. Be one of the first 3,000 fans, 16 and under, to attend 4 special North Star games and get replica or collectible North Stars gear free. Get a piece of the action with the North Stars Year of the Uniform. Saturday afternoon, March 9th, collect these cool moonwear pants free and see the Stars clip the Detroit Red Wings. Game time is 1:30. Get tickets at Met Center, Ticketmaster, or charge by phone at 989-5151.
Did you know that tornadoes emit a signal that can sometimes be picked up on your TV set? It's true. Hi, Paul Douglas here. You know, with tornado season right around the corner, there is no better time for you and your family to be prepared. And that's why I put together Prairie Skies. You'll learn about everything from mesocyclones to the greenhouse effect and what to do when severe weather strikes. Plus, enjoy some incredible photos of Minnesota skies.
Pick up your copy of Prairie Skies at area bookstores.
He wants you. Cockle-doodle-doo. This is my bust. Wow!
Oh, I wasn't done yet. Prince Charming put the glass slipper on.
Ed McMahon.
Once you've experienced the power of the pyramid, there's no end to the fun, excitement, and celebrities. The $100,000 Pyramid with host John Davidson.
Weekdays at 4 on KARE 11.
You know, I think when we think of loneliness, we think of it's something that happens to shy people who can't make any friends, or to people who maybe are divorced and they're kind of out of the mainstream of their old life, breaking into a new one, or maybe you're newly widowed. But our next guest is here to tell us that that isn't necessarily so. You can be in what is a quote-unquote happy, loving relationship with someone and still feel lonely. He is, you may have seen him on Oprah or Phil Donahue. He's a nationally recognized authority on things like this, and or maybe you read The Peter Pan Syndrome, which of course was one of his best-selling books. His name is Dr. Dan Kiley, and he is here in town with his new book, Living Together, Feeling Alone, Healing Your Hidden Loneliness, and he is joining us now, and please welcome Dr. Kiley. Hi.
Welcome. Good to be here.
You know, this is a fascinating topic to me because I think a lot of us feel guilty if we have those moments of loneliness or depression because we think, gosh, I have a busy, full life. Am I just feeling sorry for myself? So do we keep it all inside?
We pretty much deny it. I think most people do. Guys, a little more than the research literature say that guys run away from it. Hey, you know, we don't have that. We go out and watch the...
hey, let's go to the Timberwolves game.
Yes,
hey,
Timberwolves. Hey,
have a couple
the
of
Vikings,
beers.
you know.
Cliff
Scott
Clavin.
Studwell. Hey,
Cheers, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, there really is that kind of thing. And the research is very, very clear that guys don't let that kind of vulnerability. I feel the thing that I'm talking about now that's even a better word is disconnected. Disconnected from the people that I'm close to, especially my woman. You know, I'm not going to talk about that. And guys, I think over the last year I've learned, may experience this more and deeper, because they don't talk about it, than females. This sense of disconnected, and often disconnected from the people at work. It gets worse at work with the friends. Gets disconnected with his buddies that he kind of wanted to be close to, and starts getting this. He's with them, but there's this eerie sense of, I'm not really here, I'm alone. There's a wall. And then of course it's the worst probably with his mate, or in case of a woman with her husband.
Well, let's talk about women for just a moment, because I read in your book that you say that this is happening to millions of people.
Yes.
It's not an uncommon thing.
I think it's happening more and more to maybe everyone in our culture, but certainly women tend to be a little more sensitive and a little more willing to let those feelings in, where guys aren't. I think the conditions are happening to men too. But women are a little more ready to encounter that kind of stuff. They're a little more emotionally mature, for the most part.
To face it and to look at it.
To face it, to look at it.
Well, what exactly is going on here? Because if you're in a loving relationship as a woman, or even as a man, but you're in a loving relationship, you have a life, as I said, that is relatively full. Why are we lonely? What's not happening that should be happening? And am I blaming my husband and he's blaming me?
Yeah, that's one of the fantasies that we have. We have fantasies that we believe as facts, and we have realities out there, and let's just zero in on one of them, corporations. The corporate wife is treated as kind of a hang-on, a kind of a standby, and she's going to be pretty much getting regular messages from her husband that the work, the money, the up the ladder, the bigger house, the phone in the car, whatever the stuff is to pursue that, whatever track he's on, is going to be more important than she is. And so the corporate wife, the corporate structure in America triggers a lot of this. And there are corporate husbands too, where the wife is on that fast track and he's getting kind of shut back. So
they sublimate all of those, what their wants are for all of the material benefits.
It becomes the quantity of life instead of the quality of life. So that's a major cause of that wall of disconnection. Internally, those fantasies like, I'm supposed to make him happy all the time. I really shouldn't go do anything by myself. I'm really kind of connected to my husband. I really shouldn't be too sexual, or I shouldn't be too this or too that, or my weight's a problem. And I shouldn't be that way. Starting to disconnect from yourself, in other words. Who are you? What are you really? Maybe
instead of worrying about what is going to make us happy, we're trying to interpret doing what will make the husband or the wife happy.
That is probably the biggest fantasy, that somehow if I make you okay, I'm okay. If we're a team, see? So if I've got to be real careful how I talk. Guys don't talk very much. They're not very good at it. And one of the reasons is that you sit there, maybe you don't actually do this, but you sit there with a scorecard. You're saying, well, Dan, yeah, you said that fairly well, you know. But I'd like to have you talk to me about your feelings a little more. And I'm going, yeah, in a pig's eye I am, you're going to sit there and you're going to grade me. So I start, and if I do that as a guy, I'm disconnecting from myself. Hey, I'm not, maybe my feeling is, I don't have anything to talk about. I really don't. And you're going, well, you have to have something to talk about. Well, that may be your problem. You've got this over-psychologized head in you, and if I don't have a feeling about your new flower arrangements, you're all hurt. And you make a big deal out of it. So I say, well, you know, the blues are nice. You know? But we're not connecting at all at that moment. And I'm worried, as you said, I'm worried about how you're going to take it.
So what should you say to me instead? Say, I really don't have anything to say about that at the moment?
Yeah, but see, I'm going to have to be pretty honest about how I am, or you're going to get used to knowing that I shuck and jive and dance around from you. So yeah, I tell it like it is.
Yeah, but wait a second, now let's look at the blue is nice as opposed to, you know, that's a beautiful arrangement, darling. You really, thank you so much. It's uplifted the room, and it's just, thank you for doing
but
that. Is that
what if I don't feel it?
That's what, is that
see,
like
if I really think that thing's nice, now see, if I start getting angry at you because I think you're going to want me to say something, then I say, getting even with you, how much it cost?
Perfect.
See?
Perfect.
See, so
I do that sometimes, yeah.
So it really started out, what was the truth? The truth was, it's nice.
Yeah.
And you want, because it did so much for you. It uplifted the room to you. It brought color in, and it coordinated with the blue and the something. Not here maybe, but
yeah.
it coordinated with something. And so you had all that emotional nuance in you, which is girl stuff. You're good at that. It's wonderful. So what you need to do is you need to tell me what it did for you. Don't expect me to validate you by saying, oh, the blues, hey, they catch your eyes. Whoa. You know?
Okay, so I'm supposed to say, I bought this great flower arrangement today, and it really made me feel good to buy it, and I think it makes the room look beautiful.
And
I'm really happy with it.
Good, and instead of saying, what do you think of it, as some sort of validation, and you're going to get, yeah, I'm probably going to lie to you in some way, I say, I want to take a minute and tell you what it does for me, and tell you what I think it does for the room. You tell me, and maybe you can train me a little bit, maybe I'll go, well, I'll be dang. It does. And is that the color? That's kind of the color of your mother-in-law, you know. Or something. I might, but I may not just. But then the women, of course, sit there and, guys, you know, we get all upset instead of saying, what am I really? Here's what it is. It's nice.
Well, what can we do as men? What can I do as a husband to be able to bridge that gap?
I think coaching. You can coach your wife. Why don't you tell me
Coach
what it
your
does?
wife.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Coach her. Tell me what it does for you, because be honest. It doesn't do anything to me. And I'm sorry if that hurts you. See, I have to make sure you're okay. That's the macho thing. You see, I have to make sure that the poor little woman, you see, she doesn't feel bad, because if she feels bad,
And that's where the whole loneliness thing gets in there, because
there's
we start
a big
isolating.
wall. Isolation,
Now,
a big wall.
Your recovery is basically built around 5 principles.
Well, it's based on don't make a bad situation worse. So if she's going, well, tell me about it. Well, Bob, probably you're going to say something about the cost. My first goal, the biggest goal, is back away, hun. Let's not do this right now. Let's go. Don't try to connect. Don't try to start connecting with that, because you're going to lose, boy. You're going to lose that situation. You're both going to end up feeling bad. We can't connect when you're upset. So I'm going to say, just a second. And then if it's incumbent upon me then to return after I've gone away and said, now, Dan, how did you feel about the flowers, Dan? See, I withdraw. That's kind of the second thing. I withdraw into myself. How'd you really feel about the flowers? How'd you really feel? Were you trying to get even with her? No, it was okay. It was nothing. So go back and tell her that. So I come back to you and say, hey, I started to hear you getting angry. I just kind of withdrew from that. Honest to God, Corbin, the flowers are beautiful, but
they don't do anything for me.
So please, tell me, trying to coach her, tell me what it does for you. Train me. I don't see it. And colors to guys we're not particularly terrific with colors. We can learn. We can learn, but it's not something we do.
Okay, what else? Quickly, what are the other?
Then I think if you start doing that, then you can re-bridge those gaps of communication. You start not lying, telling the truth. You tell me, don't you front off. Don't you lie. Don't lie to me. If you're wanting to tell me and you really want to know whether I like it or not, ask me, do you like it or not? Yeah. I think when you do that, when you start reconnecting, you start discovering things about each other. You start discovering things. You know that blue, you start opening yourself to,
instead of the static kind of reaction, the standard kind of thing that that always sets you off. You start really thinking about
Most
what you're
people,
saying.
once they get married, they start a process of disconnecting. That's really sad.
That's very sad.
So it really is. So even if they live together for a long time, they've got this giant distance between them. And you can really, just tell it what it is, and don't try to, guys, your wife, she's got a scorecard, tell her. Hey, I want to tell you the truth, but I think you're going to grade me.
So let her know how you're feeling as a man, which is, as you said, really hard for men to do.
It's tough for guys to do.
There are lots of good tips about this in the book. Once again, it is Living Together and Feeling Alone by Dr. Dan Kiley. And it is a fascinating topic and something that I think all of us can relate to.
We got to connect.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing this to us.
Thank you very much
Pleasure
for having
meeting you.
me.
You're just delightful. Pleasure meeting you. Thanks for being here.
We're going to connect you with another great deal today from the Children's Theater Company. It's 2-for-1 special on Lyle the Crocodile. Normally $8.25 to $18.50 for the remaining performances. Today and tomorrow, you can call up and say, I'm calling for the Between Friends. Great deal. And it's apparently a lot of fun. They have performances through March 31st. The best seating available is Easter weekend, March 29th, 30th, and 31st. It's based on a famous book on Lyle the Crocodile. And the house on East 88th Street. And it really looks like a lot of fun. And when we return, another great hit, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be here on our stage, right here on the Disney.
Wow!
On the next exciting episode of Star Trek, The Next Generation, imagine waking up in a mysterious future.
Data, I haven't remembered a day for the last 16 years.
Where time has altered the crew's destiny.
Perhaps it would be best if we discuss this. Shut up!
Is it a Romulan trap to sabotage the Enterprise?
Shall we end this charade?
Or an endless nightmare with no escape? Find out on Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Saturday at 6 on KARE 11.
Sharon Kelly, a client of Milovitz & Associates law firm, was badly injured by a drunk driver.
My brother advised that I contact Milovitz & Associates because he was very pleased with the way that they handled his accident claim. When the settlement did come, I received almost twice as much as I thought I would even have asked for.
Milovitz & Associates, 533-1111. Free at-home visits to discuss your injuries. 533-1111.
They go from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. They can cruise at 200 miles per hour. And you can get one for a cool $1 million. Now on the next Entertainment Tonight, you'll take a test drive in the supercars the stars love to drive.
It's built like a military fighter aircraft.
They're the most expensive, incredible, and powerful machines on the road. And you'll get the inside story only on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Thursday at 6:30 on KARE 11. Child care for the audience, provided by Club Kid, an hourly child care adventure. Interior design provided by International Interiors, where Twin Cityans have found great value on contemporary furnishings for 20 years. Corbin's clothing provided by Cedric's Fashions in the Galleria.
Hey everyone, look who's here. It's the Rescue Rangers, live and in person at Walt Disney's World on Ice. All your favorite friends are here in a wild, wacky, fantastic adventure. Come on, get in on the fun. Sing with the Little Mermaid, dance with the Ducktail crew, romp with Roger Rabbit, and march with Mickey Mouse. It's the adventure of a lifetime at Walt Disney's World on Ice.
On sale now at the Target Center box office and all Ticketmaster locations. Don't miss it.
Suburbia Furniture in Osseo and Maplewood offers the perfect solution.
Because today, you have 37% less leisure time. And because you take your entertainment very seriously. Because too few things today can still be measured in decades. And because kids will always be kids, Thomasville offers the perfect solution.
Suburbia Furniture in Osseo and their new location in Maplewood.
The year of the uniform will make you feel like a North Star.
Be one of the first 3,000 fans, 16 and under, to attend 4 special North Star games and get replica or collectible North Stars gear free. Get a piece of the action with the North Stars Year of the Uniform. Saturday afternoon, March 9th, collect these cool moonwear pants free and see the Stars clip the Detroit Red Wings. Game time is 1:30. Get tickets at Met Center, Ticketmaster, or charge by phone at 989-5151.
Well, we're going to be doing that. That's right. Come along with me, along with Matt Blair and Joe Sensor, former Vikings, to Disney World. Ooh, fun stuff. We're going to be going to the Goofy Games March 16th through March 20th. So you have to be able to leave then. We're looking for a viewer to go with us, and maybe it's you. All you have to do is send in a postcard with your name, address, and your phone number to Between Friends, P.O. Box 111, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55440. Only one postcard per person, by the way, and all the money that we earn there for charity will go to the Harriet Tubman Women's Shelter. We're going to draw for 5 finalists on March the 6th, and then we have a goofy contest that we're going to make up here at Between Friends, and those 5 finalists will compete on March 7th, and of those 5, one will be chosen to go to Disney World with us. You have to be 18 years or older, and you can write for a copy of the rules to Between Friends, P.O. Box 111, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we really want to win some money for charity. So come on, be a sport, and have a free trip to Disney World. Enjoy yourself.
And you're in training, and will you be using that hairstyle in competition?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll take my hairstylist with me because, you know, glamour is everything. How you look in these games is really important.
You heard it here first on Between Friends. It is with great pride and honor and a little emotional moment. Cowabunga, as they say. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are going to be hitting the Met Center on March 3rd. And here to give us a little preview of what you can expect at the Met Center on March 3rd is the lead guitarist, Michelangelo.
Yeah!
Kind of guy.
Dawson, how you doing, Judith? Give me 3.
Give you 3, all right. That's right. There you go.
Cool.
Wait, let me.
Cowabunga, Corbin. Totally love your hair. Made me wish I had hair.
Fabulous. I love this sort of Harley Davidson kind of motif that you've got with the jacket. Is that part of your act? Do you wear that on stage?
Oh, yeah. This is part of our rock and roll gear. With all the sequins and stuff, I kind of look like I'm from Nashville, but, you know, it works. I like it. It's tacky.
I especially like your shoes. I was noticing you have an interesting sort of foot structure, and those have a special name, right?
Oh, yeah, those are my Birkenstocks, yeah. It took a long time to order them to get my size. Had to wait like 7 weeks, but, you know, they're pretty cool.
I can imagine. What size would that be?
Yeah.
Oh, this is size like 42 extra turtle.
Extra turtle. That's an E.T.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with extraterrestrial.
Yeah, definitely. No Spielberg references.
Hey, what are some of the songs you'll be performing at the Met Center?
Oh, we got like our song Walk Straight, which is like our Just Say No anthem.
Right.
Just Say No is chosen as its spoke song. Then we got Coming Out of Our Shells, Cowabunga, Pizza Power, like a whole slew of them.
Wonderful. Great. Well, we'll look for you at the Met Center on March 3rd. The number to call is 853-9333. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
Rocking and rolling, dude.
Wonderful. Great.
Neat.
Thank you.
Neat to meet you. Thanks. I'm glad you're out there fighting crime for us.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure to be here. I heard you got The Doors coming Friday. That's what the preview said.
See, he's a rock and roller.
A musical kind of guy.
Totally
He
cool.
loves
I'll
it.
be here for that.
Hey, you know who else we have here is John Denver.
John Denver, Country Road, Take Me Home.
That's
He's my
right.
favorite.
He
That's
will
totally
be-
cool for a human being.
He'll be in our studio on Monday, and we still have a little space in our studio audience, so we would like to invite you to come down and meet John Denver in person. I'll be here with him. This will be fun. I wish that, Michelangelo, I wish you could stick around for it because it's going to be a blast. For tickets, you call 593-9211. It's absolutely free, and child care is provided free, courtesy of Club Kid. Be sure and give them a call. And that's our show for today. Bye, everybody. And don't forget, call for your tickets. John Denver. Bye-bye. Hey!
Why does Earth Care matter? Just ask little Tommy Hansen, who will work the land like his father. Or future artist Katie Barnes. How about little Steve Bradley, who will someday fish with a son of his own? And Walt Douglas, who loves the beauty of our world just like his father. Paul Douglas, with Earth Care. Weeknights at 6 on KARE 11 News.
Attention accident victims. If you've been hospitalized or received permanent injuries from an accident, call the tough, smart lawyers, Swore and Gatto, 690-4300. If you've lost a loved one to an accident, call Swore and Gatto, 690-4300. Swore and Gatto will fight to collect your maximum cash and benefits in minimum time. So call 690-4300 now. The appointment is free. Swore and Gatto, tough, smart lawyers who mean business, 690-4300.
Welcome back spring at the 57th Annual Home and Garden Show. Discover a Minnesota Wild Garden, 600 exhibits, and major savings on everything for your home, lawn, and garden, all on one floor, filling the Minneapolis Convention Center, featuring Mary Ellen, the helpful household hints lady, giant National Marvin Windows display, all the answers to kitchen, bath, and remodeling questions, a complete affordable log home and dome home. Have fun. Spring is here at the Home and Garden Show, March 6th through 10, Minneapolis Convention Center.
When you can't get home by 5, you can still catch KARE 11 News
From your 24-hour news station.
on WMIN 1030 on your AM dial.
Good afternoon. This is KARE 11 News on the Hour. I'm Amy Powell, and it's 28 degrees right now. A major prosecution witness in Manuel Noriega's drug trafficking trial has been killed in a car accident in Florida. Police aren't releasing any details and say they're still looking into the matter. Minnesota lottery officials have confirmed that the single winning $9 million ticket from yesterday's Lotto America was purchased in Minnesota. The winner hasn't come forward yet. Our high this afternoon in the 30s, and call our Gulf line at 542-1111.
Yesterday on Days of Our Lives, after getting a message from Carly on a secret number, Bo left town to check out Jordan. In Miami, Frankie convinced Eve to return to Salem.
You can beg, drag, or otherwise haul her on board a plane. Till that time, we're supposed to keep our mouths shut.
Oh, that's just great. Like, we don't have enough problems now. We have to cover for Eve.
Well, let's not lose our heads, all right? Nobody knows